How's it going, everybody? RyeSquad here today, and we are back with your Calgary Flames franchise mode here in season number 3, and we are in the playoffs here for episode number 10. Only took us 9 episodes to make it, but here we are in number 10, and I think we have a good team, and honestly, I think with our first round matchup against the Ducks, I feel like it's one we should be able to win. But guys, you guys have been absolutely crushing the support. And again, like I said, I'm sorry this week has been light on episodes, but as of the time you're seeing this, I'm not currently at home. So I'm going to try and get this as many out as I could for you this week. So let's jump into the playoffs, though. Let's get it started. I'm excited, guys. I can't delay anymore. We're in the playoffs finally, and we're facing the Anaheim Ducks, which I think is a very favorable matchup. Now, I think we're behind them simply because we weren't the team we are now for the first 60 games of the season. It took us about the final 30 or something like that. You know, we were like 55 games. We traded for Tage Thompson and traded for Dmitry Zykov. Now, I know that hurt our defensive core quite a bit, but I feel confident in the acquisitions we made with Sean Walker. I like Manson on the third pairing, and I really do believe in Mason Jackson for the future. As far as the Anaheim Ducks, they've got Leo Carlsson, Trevor Zegras, and Troy Terry, a very skilled and up-and-coming first line. Second line, they've got Tyler Bertuzzi for a little bit of grit, Mason McTavish, and Alex Killorn. That is a tough to play against second line. Victor Olofsson, Ryan Strome, and Andrew Kopp as a third line, and then Zemgus Girgensons, Sam Steele, and Isaac Lundstrom. So I feel like this is an average, like this is what we would have looked like had we tried to make the playoffs with the team we have. I think we're a much better team than this now, but I think this is comparable to what we were for most of the season. Then on the blue line, they've got Mintyukov and Fowler, both with X Factors. That's a nice first pairing. But then their defensive pairings aren't exactly that impressive. They've got Nick Blankenberg and Gudis as their third pairing, and then Jackson Lacombe and Tristan Lunau as their middle pairing. I think, you know, our defensive core is not great, but I do think it is better than this. And in goal, they've got John Gibson and Lucas Dostal, and we've got Spencer Knight. So it's very comparable. I really feel like the Ducks are almost a mirror image of what we were for most of the season. They did make the playoffs with that kind of team, but I thought we could do more, and I really do think that we're now in a position to really hit the ground running here in the playoffs. We could be a dark horse, surprise some teams, and I think we've got a very favorable first round matchup. But for those of you that are new, I do switch it up a little bit in the playoffs. I like to get my hands on actually playing Chell, right, rather than just being in the menus all the time. So I get to jump into 1/3 period per series. After that, that's the only time I get to jump in per series. So I can use it whenever I want. It doesn't have to be an elimination game, but it's only one period of one game. So you guys can see we're 8-0-2 in our last 10, came in red hot on fire to the playoffs. So I'm very happy with it. I am going to leave the lines as they are, not going to touch them here. You know, we got Kuzmenko, Thompson, Lindholm, Huberdeau, Zykov, Mangiapane, Ruzishka, Zari, Peterka, and then Pelchier, Johansson, Yamamoto. Blue line is Hanifin, Dursey, Hughes, and Jackson, Cormier, Manson, and obviously you guys know we have Spencer Knight in net. So I'm very happy with where we're going, how we look, and I think, like I said, I keep thinking that we are the kind of team that can make a little bit of noise here in the playoffs, but enough talk. Let's get into it here. It's now time to jump into our first ever game in the playoffs in this franchise mode. It's a very exciting time, so guys, let's get it started. No further delay. First period, we're down to nothing. Is Kopp and then Leo Carlsson scoring, so some depth scoring, and their first line stepping up. Shots are even, though. Second period, it's 4-0. Zegras on the power play, and then Strome. And in the, oh my God, we got absolutely clobbered 8-0 in our first appearance. That is brutal. The big old minuses were Mangiapane, Huberdeau, and Zykov. The second line did not come to play. Lucas Cormier. Yeah, it was kind of everybody sucked. You lose 8-0, everybody sucked. You can't really put it on anyone. Oh, I'm happy. I'm glad that performance pleased you, Tage. I'm very glad that you're happy after we just got throttled 8-0, and we've gained locker room chemistry. They love it. I guess they're just pure sickos in that locker room. But we now have a locker room chemistry of 68. I know it's hidden behind my head here, but after an 8-0 loss, I may. You know what? I think that's a one-off. I think that's a fluke. I'm gonna keep it going here. I'm gonna keep it going. All right. First period. We finally score a goal, and is Mangiapane on the power play, answering Lacombe's goal on the power play. So 1-1. We finally have our first goal of the playoffs. It's Mangiapane. Second period, another goal. JJ Peterka on the power play. Leo Carlson scoring for them. And if we could win this third period, that would be massive. That would be huge for us to tie the series up after 8-0 throttling in game one. Very happy. And in the third period, Victor Olofsson scores the only goal. And we are going to lose this one. And let's see here. Ryan Johansson, Yamamoto, Peltier. That fourth line is another minus. Are they -4 now? That's actually kind of wild. There's no way our fourth line can be that bad through 2 games, right? Kuzmenko, Thompson, and Lindholm, they haven't done anything. Maybe it's time to move Dmitry Zykov up. We get the +4 and the +5, and Tage Thompson then goes to the wing, and maybe. But Johansson with Peltier and Yamamoto is a -4. The second line was a minus. Yeah, I got to switch something up. Ryan Johansson out. Johnson Fjallby in. None of these guys can really play center. Face-off 65, face-off 70. So I guess Peltier is our new center. Actually, Ruzicka maybe down here, and we move Peltier up. I kind of like that. He's a third-line scoring forward as a two-way forward, so very solid there. Defensively, the top guys aren't great, and the bottom guys aren't great either. Cormier, I am going to put Mark Giordano in. We just, veteran presence here in the postseason. We need to turn things around on home ice. Game number 3. This may be one I do end up jumping into because this is not a game that I can afford to lose, right? We cannot go down 3-0 and expect to come back in this series. 2-1, there's still hope, but 3-0, it's a long shot. First period, 2-1. Tage Thompson scoring on the power play, but Bertuzzi and Zegras also scoring. Yikes. Okay, we're down 2-1 after one. I don't think we've scored an even strength goal. We've scored 3 goals so far in the playoffs, and we're in game 3. Second period, no goals scored there, and I think I'm absolutely jumping into this one. We're on home ice. It's game 3. We need to win it. No doubt about it. So let's get into it here. We're down by 1 goal. We are, 97 offense, 91 defense, and the goaltending is even between the two teams. So I'm not sure what exactly is our issue here. I'm not going to call a timeout. We just jumped into it, but there we go. We get to see Dmitry Zykov. There is Tage Thompson in the rebound was almost there for us. But I love this because we get to see some heroes, and I get a little bit of chance to play with the team we put together here. Here's Trevor Zegras now. He's going to find Fowler. A big block by Hanifin. We're going to go up to Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko over to Zykov. Tage Thompson doesn't know where to go. Got it, Dmitry Zykov. Dmitry Zykov's in. He shoots. I didn't want to shoot to the right. I tried to aim more to the left, but so far, this first line feels really strong. We got some bigger bodies. We got some long reach. Obviously, Tage Thompson there. They're still out there, and then we've got Kuzmenko. So this is a goal scorer's line, guys. This is absolutely a goal scorer's line. Let's see if we can win the faceoff back to the point with Zykov. He does win it. Hanifin now with the puck. We've got some traffic down low. Thompson gets the rebound. We're going to get the hip check in, but not before they get it up to Zegras. Cam Fowler now gets the puck knocked off. Kuzmenko on the back check. Beautiful back check by him. We'll throw it back to Hanifin. We'll get it up over to Zykov. Zykov now in front. We'll go back to the point. Hanifin. We'll go to Dursey. Shot. Tage Thompson was there screening. Kuzmenko will get that back to the point. We'll get that to Hanifin. Take the slapper. Misses the net. Come on, you got to hit the net there. Mason McTavish stopped at his own blue line. Bertuzzi now gets down to the corner. Knock him down there. A big hit. A one-timer. Spencer Knight comes up big. Hey, whoa, McTavish. Can't be doing that to Spencer Knight. I know he's not been great, but man, oh man, big hit there by Hanifin in the corner on Bertuzzi, showing a bit of fight still, but with about halfway gone in this period, we need to bounce back with a goal. We need to tie this one up. Just force overtime, if anything. We'll go over now to Elias Lindholm. Hannifin's jumping in the rush. We'll go to Mangiapane. He gets his shot stopped. Huberdeau's shot gets through. There we go. Huberdeau, can we kick this thing up the boards? There we go. Sean Dursey. Sean Dursey now will get that thing over to Hanifin. Hanifin, there's traffic. The shot was blocked, and Luneau is going to get that puck out. Olofsson now streaking, is going to stop. He's going to find the trailer in Strome. Lacombe is going to shoot. Spencer Knight, I'm covering it. We're shortening the bench, guys. I'm going to shorten the bench. Please shorten the bench. Shorten the bench. It's not. You guys couldn't see that, but I was fighting with it. Every time I pushed it, it stopped. So we still got line 2 out there. Defensive pairing number 2 out there as well. So we've got Mason Jackson now, our first chance to see him. And that's a bad play by me. That's a horrible play by me. That's not even on him. Lacombe, though, is now going to dangle around with it. Finds Victor Olofsson. Yes, Luke Hughes with a great intercept. Finds Mangiapane now. We're into the zone. We can't get it to Lindholm there. There wasn't much for me to do. Peltier comes flying off the bench. Kopp now finding Strome. Gets it knocked off by Luke Hughes, but picks it right back up. He's going to lose it, but it goes to Lacombe, who tries to toe drag. Spencer Knight will keep this puck moving. Mason Jackson will get that thing up to Peterka. Up to Peltier. Peltier now. On the back door. Nobody can't get it across. I thought we might be able to get it there. And Zegras makes the smart play. Mason Jackson picks it up now. Peterka goes back to him. We're going to go back to Peterka. Peterka, can he turn on the Jets? He does get in deep. We avoid the check. I didn't want to pass. I was eyeing up Luke Hughes the whole time. Did not want to pass it there. Connor Zary. There we go. Luke Hughes. Luke Hughes now with the puck. He's got some wheels. He's going to get around his man. We're going to go in front. Oh, and they're going to put it in their own. No, it's going to be no goal, they say. They're going to say we interfered with the goaltender there. I tried to get it across. I want to argue we were pushed in. But they are going to wave it off. Not sure why we're still taking an offensive zone draw if they're saying that we interfered with them. But here we go. Kuzmenko now. Kuzmenko in tight. Kuzmenko's shot was late. He couldn't get it off. And we cannot score. It was there. Kuzmenko picks it back up. Across. It was there. Oh, and the backhand shot from Zykov can't go. But Tage Thompson's long reach stops Killorn at his blue line with 30 seconds to go. Bertuzzi now with the puck. He's going to throw it away to Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko. We're going to go ahead and pull the goaltender. Kuzmenko has the puck. It's down low now. Kuzmenko now. Fighting with McTavish. Guys, we got to get in on the forecheck. What are we doing here? Bertuzzi stops. He's gonna oh my God, how did he get through everybody? Hanifin with a huge block. We get this thing up to Kuzmenko. Oh, we tried to dangle around Fowler. Fowler's gonna get a good block. No, what are you doing? Why are you passing it back? I was pushing up, and we are down 3-0 in the series. The comeback effort went wayward. We were this close, and we are now this close to being swept by the Anaheim Ducks. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh, multiple players are happy because of individual performance and ice time. That's great. We are going to use the head coach's preferred lines here and just see what we can do. I mean, who's been bad? Oh, my God. Mangiapane and Huberto, they've been awful. So we're going to move Peterka up. Zari's been okay. He's got 2 assists. Tage Thompson. Okay, we've got Elias Lindholm's a -2 defensively. Who do they have defensively? They got Sean Dursey, Hanif. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's much else I can do with the team. They've got Ruzicka on the bottom pairing now with Falby. Okay, I mean, it's about what I expected, but now down 3-0 in the series, it's looking bleak. I really thought we could go on and make a run, but it is starting to look bleak. It's one game at a time. We got to take it one game at a time. I used my jump in already, and we could not score, which sucks. But here we go. Must-win game on home ice. First period, down 1-0. Trevor Zegras, yet again, scoring a goal. Second period, we're up 2-1. Okay, Connor Zary and Dmitry Zykov. That is huge to see those two guys scoring. That's depth and stars. That's what we need right now. Anaheim gets a power play. We're able to kill it off here halfway through this third period. And it's exactly the kind of period that I am okay with right now. And Victor Olofsson scores on the power play as Anaheim ties it at 2. And Victor Olofsson scores again. Victor Olofsson scores, but Peltier ties it just 1 minute later. And he forces overtime. Now, in overtime, we have a power play. You got to convert on these. We can't. It's still anybody's game. We can still survive. We have another power play chance, and we can't score on it yet again. 5 minutes left in overtime. Are we going to see a second overtime? We are not, as Victor Olofsson completes the hat trick and sends us packing in 4. Victor Olofsson absolutely dominated in that crucial game 4. I'm happy you're happy, Sean Dursey. I do not want to see these positive morale changes. No, stop. We just got eliminated. Listen, it was a tall task to ask of our team to make a run at the cup. But I definitely think we're now in position to get here and make multiple runs at the cup. The locker room chemistry is a little bit lower, but I think we retain the same group of players. We have a full season. We get some locker room chemistry. We gel. We have the core. Maybe adding Lekar Miyake can counter the Victor Olofssons of the world. But really, guys, it was a a very disappointing postseason, all things considered. 8-0 loss. I jumped in. I couldn't even do anything there. Connor Zary continues to be a beast. The negative players, Huberdeau was an absolute bust. Kyler Yamamoto, despite his phenomenal regular season, I guess he was a -1 at the end of the regular season, but he did better than what I thought. Luke Hughes, Mason Jackson, they weren't ready for prime time. Ryan Johansson played 2 games, was a -4 in 2 games. Mangiapane put up 3 points, but was a -4 overall. So, and then the one guy who I was hoping to count on, I mean, I know he got an 8-goal thrashing. Vladar played in that one a bit too. He allowed 2 of those, but 6 goals against for Spencer Knight in that first one. Listen, 407 goal against average is not it. He had the absolute worst season I've ever seen of a player of his stature. I've never seen somebody that bad. And then the question is, do we retain the coach? Do we retain the coach? Do we get rid of the coach? I don't know why our associate and assistant coach are flipped as far as like what they should be. Either way, is this coach it? Does he deserve a contract extension? Does Anthony Hawley deserve a contract extension? Now we've got 67% scheme fit. We know we've got pluses all up and down the lines. The third pairing is kind of difficult at times with that hold the line imbalanced. You guys let me know. I'm leaning towards retaining him and then shuffling his assistants, but I don't want to give him a long-term deal. I want to give him like a 2, maybe 3-year contract, not like a 5-year contract or something like that. I'd like to give him give him a little bit of an incentive to keep coaching well, but I definitely think the team looked better down the stretch in the regular season. In the playoffs, you never know what's going to happen. Definitely think our coaching staff needs to improve. Maybe I promote Adam Whitney here from he's a special teams coach. He's a B-, but his offense, defense, and power play are really, really bad. That is awful. I mean, maybe he could be a fine assistant coach, and then we promote our assistant coach to associate coach. I got some coaching staff moves to do for sure, but I think the team as a whole, I'd like to bring back a guy like Sean Walker. I thought he was great. Obviously he was in a tough position coming in at the deadline, being asked to play first pairing minutes. I don't think that's where he belongs. Sean Dursey. And I think Mason Jackson will end up being the guy that does jump in the offseason to play with Hannafin. He may actually become our number 1 defenseman at the age of 20, which is kind of crazy to think about that. But I mean, he's got all the makings of it. His stats look great. Every stat is awesome. And then Dursey plays with Luke Hughes. Manson will probably let him walk. Obviously, we'll let Mark Giordano. He'll probably retire, hopefully retire. Maybe Lucas Cormier will jump, so we'll see about that. But maybe Luke Hughes will jump. We'll see about that as well. But we definitely need to find maybe one more defenseman. We have Ty Smith. We have Kral. We've got Kuznetsov there in the minors, right? Ty Smith, low top 6 defenseman, medium top 6 for Kral. These guys will definitely be the 7th defenseman next year. Coughlin being gone, does make that a bit interesting. Lekaramaki, I don't know why he was all the way down there, but we'll just leave him there at 79 overall. He might be ready to come up. Same thing with Matt Coronado. We'll probably let guys like Ryan Johansson walk. Johnson Fjallby will potentially be back as the 7th defenseman, but Ruzicka down to a 79, man. He's not having a good go of it. He's very unhappy. He's not happy with his individual performance because he was absolutely terrible all season long. I did try and give him the best possible options. I thought I put him on a line that would have been great for him. I had to keep slashing his ice time because he kept playing worse. I guess that's on me, but he hates me. He hates the individual performance, but he's good with his teammates and his team performance. So we'll see. He'll probably stick around, but it is starting to get pretty crowded up here. We now have some actual elite talent. Nice to see Lindholm up to a 90, though. Kuzmenko at 88. Hoping to see Zykov grow. But you guys let me know your thoughts. What would you do if you were in my shoes? Who are you bringing back? Who are you getting rid of? I think we can now say we have a stable core. I am going to tender Spencer Knight's RFA, but after that, we'll see. We'll see if we want to re-sign him or trade him. We'll see what he's asking for. Maybe we'll give him 1 or 2 years. Prove it, right? And we could also always trade him there because he's still going to have tremendous value. But guys, thank you so much for watching. That is all the time I have for this one. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more. And I will see you guys in the next one. This a free for all before we fall. This a free for all